Joining me now from Washington, D.C. is Raed Jarrah, and he is Advocacy Director at Democracy for the Arab World. Welcome to the News Hour. A lot has happened in Tunisia in the past 3 days. How would you describe what's happened there?
I would use one word to describe it: coup. It looks like a coup, and it's definitely a constitutional coup by the Tunisian president. I know that many folks here in the US and in Europe are avoiding using the C word, but unfortunately what we are seeing is a classic constitutional coup by a president who is consolidating powers by suspending the legislative and judiciary branches.
And how worried are you about what could happen next? The Human Rights Watch says it's ominous for human rights when a president claims constitutional backing for seizing enormous powers. And then the next thing you know, police start going after journalists, as we've seen with Al Jazeera. What do you make of that statement from a human rights point of view?
I'm extremely worried. In my organization, Democracy for the Arab World Now, we're extremely alarmed by the events in Tunis. We're also extremely alarmed by the lack of condemnation from the US government. The US government is one of the main partners of Tunisia. We have been calling on the United States government and the Biden administration to condemn what just happened in Tunis and to suspend US military assistance to Tunisia until the president reverses his decisions.
And how likely do you think that is, that the president reverse his decisions? I mean, he went in there with quite a different purpose, as according to him.
I mean, honestly, I feel like anytime a president has to issue a statement saying this is not a coup, it's most likely is. The president has been defending his position now, but he is met with extreme opposition by members of the parliament that he suspended, also members of the judiciary that he's trying to assign himself as the leader of the judiciary in the country. The answer to your question is, I think that the Tunisian government and the president are now assessing public pressure, the pressure that they're getting from Europe, from the US, and from the African Union, from other neighbors. And that will determine the next step. So far, we have not seen very strong condemnations, and that would unfortunately lead to a prolonged period of martial law and current suspension of other authorities and consolidation. And that's why I think many organizations, including mine, are calling on the US government to immediately issue a strong statement condemning this, because the Tunisian president is watching what the world is saying.
And we know France has just asked Tunisia to rapidly name a prime minister and cabinet in the last hour. Raed Jarrah, thank you so much. A pleasure to have you on the show.